The first time I experienced having my eyes close and legs buckle while standing up, I was an undergraduate working in a biochemistry lab. The night before, I had stayed up late to finish assignments for my classes. After I nodded off a few times, even while someone was speaking to me, I was jokingly accused of having narcolepsy. It was the first time I can remember anyone using the word in a conversation. I had never met anyone with narcolepsy. What I actually had is called insufficient sleep syndrome, which goes away after enough rest. I can remember a fender bender in graduate school after a late night in the lab, and another time falling asleep at a stoplight, releasing the brakes just enough to nudge the car in front of me. My wife recalls my falling asleep during a scientific lecture and then audaciously asking a detailed question when the lights were turned on. None of this makes me special. Many people have had similar experiences. In my late 30s, I was diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea, a common sleep disorder among Americans. When I visit support groups for people with rarer sleep disorders, I tell them that I view what they have through a keyhole. I've experienced sleepy, but not to the same degree. This book is about people dealing with something more extreme than what I have. Just before I started working at Emory University in 2007, the nursing professor, Kathy Parker, gave a lecture describing her patient, Anna, a young lawyer whose life was being taken over by sleep. Despite powerful stimulants and multiple alarm clocks, Anna could sleep more than 30 hours at a stretch. Forced to stop working, she was losing weight because she didn't stay awake long enough to eat. The resulting headline in the university newspaper was, "Sleeping Beauty Case Awakens Hope for Disorder." Baffled, Parker and other researchers searched for an explanation. They had ruled out conditions such as sleep apnea and narcolepsy and diagnosed Anna with idiopathic hypersomnia, a poorly understood neurological sleep disorder. Following a hunch of Parker's, they glimpsed signs of something in Anna's spinal fluid which they thought might be causing her sleepiness. This substance's chemical effects resembled those of benzodiazepines, the class of anti-anxiety and anti-insomnia drugs that includes Valium and Xanax. With that clue, the researchers found a treatment for Anna and convinced the pharmaceutical company Roche to help. Soon afterward, Parker left for another university, and it took years for the remaining group at Emory to publish their work. I eventually met Anna at a talk given by the neurologist David Rye. When the findings of Rye, Parker, and colleagues appeared in a scientific journal in 2012, it was my job to explain them in an announcement aimed at news organizations. For me, what caused idiopathic hypersomnia, or how to treat it, didn't matter so much at the time. What changed my mind were the emails and phone calls. "Is there a study I can be part of?" Or, "My daughter has this. Can you help her?" I was seeing a small fraction of the avalanche of pleas that Rye and his colleagues were receiving. It went on for months.